The rise and journey of Jennifer Lawrence, the most down-to-earth Oscar winner. A household name who has taken a wide variety of roles from horror to comedy, Jennifer Lawrence proves time and time again that she can do it all.
I volunteer as tribute!
Humble beginnings. Coming from a small town in Kentucky, Jennifer Lawrence was always known as one of the boys. Playing a variety of sports like softball and basketball, she knows how to be tough. Growing up with two older brothers and being the first girl coming from her father's side in over 50 years, she had a lot to live up to and much to prove. From a young age, acting drew her in, and during a visit to the Big Apple, she was discovered on a sidewalk when she was only 14, one in a million chance that helped begin her career, and moved to the city officially.
It's so hard to explain. It was just an overwhelming feeling of, I get this. This is what I was meant to do.
With modeling gigs and roles in commercials and small parts, she stayed focused and determined. Her first IMDb credit playing a mascot in an episode of Tony Shalhoub's Monk. Her acting career really took off after landing a recurring character on The Bill Engvall Show, a sitcom about the family life of a man who is a therapist, playing his daughter in 31 episodes. After the ending of that show, it was just the start of her career in cinema. Her first lead film, playing Ree in Winter's Bone, directed by Deborah Granick, this film tells the story of a mountain girl hunting down her father.
Sonny, there's a bunch of stuff that you're gonna have to get over being scared of.
At 20 years old, she is nominated for Best Leading Actress at the Academy Awards, only a peek at her upcoming success at the Oscars. Face of a franchise. In 2012, Jennifer Lawrence took on a role that would change her life forever, becoming Katniss Everdeen in the Hunger Games book trilogy by Suzanne Collins. Being the face of the franchise resulted in a total of 4 films co-starring Josh Hutcherson, Woody Harrelson and Liam Hemsworth. A box office hit after hit, with each release of the film creating a household name for the actress. Lawrence stunned audiences with a strong performance as the girl just trying to save her sister's life. Completely committing to the role, she even trained with an Olympian to learn the art of archery.
Thank you for your consideration.
Lawrence playing a strong, independent leader who fights against the greed of the capital. She takes a stance in her own life when she released an essay about her wage gap compared to her male co-stars in the film American Hustle. She is not only a role model in her films, but also in her daily life, standing up for what she believes in hopes that change is not only encouraged but necessary. Having a Hollywood celebrity not only uncovers the less glamorous side of the business, but also not be afraid to be herself during interviews and press tours.
Paul, what happened?
What do you mean what happened? Look at my dress.
Oscar after Oscar. As mentioned before, her first Oscar nod went to her when she was only 20 years old, for Winter's Bone. It only took a couple of years later to be granted another nomination for Best Leading Actress for Silver Linings Playbook, a David O. Russell film starring Bradley Cooper beside her. In this dramatic comedy, Lawrence plays Tiffany, a widow dealing with anxiety and depression after the loss of her husband.
Because I am so much crazier than you.
Keep your voice down.
Meeting Pat, Cooper after he comes out of a mental institution, she finally finds someone that respects and understands what she is going through. Lawrence not so gracefully accepted the Academy Award after a brief trip at the stairs, making it an even more memorable moment at the 85th Oscars.
You guys are just standing up because you feel bad that I fell, and that's really embarrassing, but thank you.
Only the next year, she was again nominated, but for supporting lead actress, alongside Bradley Cooper, again Amy Adams, and Christian Bale in American Hustle, another David O. Russell film that was nominated for a total of 10 Oscars. It was only 2 years later that Lawrence would reign in another nomination for lead actress for the film Joy. Unsurprisingly, another David O. Russell film starring alongside Bradley Cooper, with each nominee that she so graciously accepts, but never lets it get to her head. The little tough girl from Kentucky still shines brightly through.
I was going to ask you, what are you going to remember about tonight? I think it is.
In the works. In between her Oscar nominations, Jennifer Lawrence continued starring in a wide variety of genres, from action films like X-Men to horror films like Mother, an actress that has never been pigeonholed for any role that she plays. With such a strong fan base, Lawrence's films are always a must-watch, resulting in a box office hit after hit.
Oh, space. The one thing I do not need more of.
Her upcoming projects are in the works. Her first film since 2019 being released on Netflix, the film Don't Look Up stars Leonardo DiCaprio and Timothée Chalamet, is in post-production now and set to be released towards the end of 2021. Following the story of two astronomers who are on a mission to warn the world of a comet that is coming straight towards Earth, this comedy is directed by Adam McKay, who later will work with Lawrence again in the highly anticipated Bad Blood, still in development with no sight of a release date yet. The true story about Elizabeth Holmes had fans calling Lawrence's name to take the lead. In the meantime, Lawrence will still be in the spotlight with Mob Girl, directed by Paolo Sorrentino, and Red, White and Water, directed by Lila Neugbauer, that is set to be released in 2022. Lawrence is the definition of a workaholic, coming out with film after film each year.
You don't worry about peaking too soon.
Well, now I am.
Yeah.
God.
Wrap up. Jennifer Lawrence has been dominating Hollywood and being a huge role model for young people, standing strong for what she believes in, but also not losing herself in the midst of an industry that tries to break people down. Being able to laugh at yourself and tell silly and relatable stories gives the viewers the opportunity to connect with a celebrity rather than be filled with envy.
Any Jennifer Lawrence movie at all? Jennifer Lawrence!
Lawrence, only 31 years old, is one of the most successful female actresses of this generation, and we can't wait to see what she does next.
What about lunch?